Every crime leaves a trace. Some are buried in silence. Welcome to Whispers of Crime.
Nobody expects danger to come from a mother. That's the part that messes people up the most. When the name Melody Buzzard started trending across America, people didn't just feel sad, they felt sick. A 9-year-old girl, missing, then found dead, and the person accused of killing her wasn't some stranger in the dark, it was the woman who brought her into this world. This case didn't just break the news cycle, it shattered something deeper, because once a parent becomes the villain, every sense of safety cracks. Melody Buzzard was just a kid, 9 years old enough to trust, old enough to love, old enough to believe that her mom was the one person who would never hurt her. By all public accounts, her life looked ordinary, no major red flags, no loud warning signs, just a child living with her mother, Ashley Buzzard, moving through the routine of school days and home nights. But what no one saw coming was how fast that normal picture would collapse. In early October 2025, Ashley Buzzard took Melody on what she described as a road trip. At first glance, nothing seemed unusual. Parents travel with their kids all the time. But as investigators would later discover, this trip didn't follow any logical pattern. The route zigzagged across states, stops didn't make sense, and the explanations Ashley gave afterward? They never quite lined up. Surveillance cameras captured them together. Melody was alive, walking, talking, existing, and then, suddenly, she wasn't. October 9th was the last confirmed sighting of Melody alive. After that, it's like she vanished into thin air. Days passed, then more days, and here's where the story turns unsettling. There was no immediate missing child report, no frantic calls, no desperate mother begging for help. Instead, there was silence, a quiet that felt wrong. It wasn't law enforcement who first noticed Melody was gone, it was her school. Teachers realized she hadn't shown up, administrators tried contacting her mother, the responses they got were vague, dodgy, almost dismissive. Eventually, on October 14th, authorities were notified. By then, investigators were already uneasy, because when a child goes missing, time is everything, and time had been wasted. As police started digging, Ashley Buzzard's story kept shifting. One moment Melody was supposedly with someone else, the next moment she was fine, but no one could produce proof, no phone records, no witnesses, no solid trail. That's when detectives began to ask the question no one wants to ask out loud. What if the danger wasn't outside? What if it was standing right there? The deeper they looked, the darker it got. Travel records showed odd detours, license plate changes raised eyebrows. Investigators felt like they weren't chasing a missing child anymore, they were unraveling a lie. Then came December, in a remote desert area of Utah, miles away from where Melody was last seen, a couple stumbled upon something disturbing, human remains. Law enforcement arrived, the scene was isolated, quiet, empty. DNA testing later confirmed what everyone feared, it was Melody, 9 years old, found alone in the wilderness. The nation collectively held its breath as the medical examiner released the findings. Melody hadn't died by accident, this wasn't exposure, this wasn't natural causes, she had been shot in the head, a gunshot wound, close-range indicators, no doubt about intent. And then came the evidence that flipped the case from tragic to horrifying. Bullet casings recovered near the body matched casings found connected to Ashley Buzzard's property and vehicle. The murder weapon itself hasn't been recovered, but the forensic trail told a clear story. This wasn't random. This was personal. Late December 2025, Ashley Buzzard was arrested. The charge? First-degree murder. Prosecutors described the act as calculated, deliberate, cold. They made it clear. This wasn't a moment of loss of control. They believe it was planned. Ashley entered a not guilty plea, but the public wasn't buying it. Social media exploded, comment sections filled with disbelief and rage. People couldn't wrap their heads around the idea that a mother could allegedly execute her own child and then live with the secret for months, and maybe that's the scariest part. There was no immediate motive released, no confirmed custody battle, no financial gain, no obvious trigger, just a child who trusted the wrong person, because she had no reason not to. Experts say cases like this hit harder because they break a core human belief, that parents protect. When that rule is broken, people feel unanchored, unsafe. Melody didn't get a chance to grow up, she didn't get a chance to tell her story. Now, the justice system will decide the legal truth, but the emotional truth? That's already settled in the minds of millions. This case forces us to confront something uncomfortable. Sometimes the monster isn't hiding in the shadows, sometimes it's sitting right at the dinner table, and that realization is chilling. If this story shook you, you're not alone, and if you believe Melody deserves to be remembered, not just as a headline, but as a human being, keep talking about it, because silence is where the worst things survive. Remember her name. Remember her story, let her life, short as it was, echo, so no one forgets.